Billion Fellows was like, I hate my life. So these guys, they do this album for years. They have no new material, and then they're forced to go in the studio to record a second album. You can't force that.
No.
I think Chaz would fall apart under pressure too.
I can see him hitting the successful rock and roll lifestyle badly.
Chaz?
Yeah, I can see a life of excess going to his head.
Imagine the fights that he and his girlfriend would get into.
Yeah. I don't think they'd both walk away from that.
I think Steve Buscemi's character would, like, Wolf of Wall Street and just disappear on a gigantic boat, a yacht, in a tsunami.
Yeah.
Rex.
just kind of, yeah, I could see that happening. Just disappears one day. Never heard from again.
And
he's crashed on a desert island somewhere.
I think he'd be happy out there.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to like people all that much.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
But he works at a toy store.
Could you imagine a worse place for him to work?
You know, it's fair, though. That one guy's like, you need to clean up that stuff, but that kid wasn't the manager. So I'd have blew him off like that, too.
Well, unless he's been, like, told that he needs to be, like, Buscemi's supervisor or something.
Oh,
but if he's just another colleague, then that does seem a little over the line.
Now, this started there, like Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler, they moved on to, Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, Grown Ups 1 and 2, The Cobbler, all the Hotel Transylvanias, Ridiculous Six.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. So he moved on to, they had quite the career.
Yeah.
Together.
Well, you know, that's what you can, whether you like Adam Sandler films or not, he's good to his friends.
Yeah.
Like, he brings, like, apparently, I heard recently, he was on, you know, obviously he's in Punch Drunk Love, and what he learned from Punch Drunk Love was that there's one scene in that which is shot in Hawaii, and they went to Hawaii to shoot it. And what he learned from that film was, if you set a film somewhere, you get to go there.
I mean,
and so he did that for every film afterwards. Like,
50
he went
First Dates?
back to Hawaii for 50 First Dates. He went to Africa for Blended. He went on holiday for Just Go With It. And that's why so many of his films are holiday films or vacation films, because he wants to go places and he takes all his buddies along with him.
I mean, he's brilliant. He knows his audience. I wrote a piece a while, like probably before the Netflix deal, and it did really well. And I just broke down how critics hate his movies, but they perform like he's the only person on the planet that could open up. Well, I think this is a good movie. You don't mess with the Zohan, but that movie made $370 million worldwide.
It's an odd film.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's nuts.
Isn't it awesome? Like everything must go, and he's just playing hacky sack, and he's having sex with old ladies. And Turturro is just brilliant in it.
Yeah, he's always having fun when he gets to just be like a comedic villain.
Judd Apatow wrote it.
No shit.
And Robert Smigel.
It's been a while since I saw it, but I remember not hating it as much as some of his other films. I really like Click.
Oh,
as Sandler films go, I think that one's really underrated.
I just remember Sean Astin's butt.
That's in there.
And I feel like Kate Winslet, wasn't he kind of a jerk to Kate Winslet?
Beckinsale.
Beckinsale. Yeah. Man, imagine if Kate Winslet was in that movie.
It'd be a different film. I'd have reviewed it. But yeah, well, one of the reasons that I like it is because Beckinsale. I'm a fan of Beckinsale.
You know, she's awesome.
Multiple reasons.
Have you watched the movie that came out, Love and Friendship?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's her best performance. She's hilarious in it.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, I have. Yes, I saw it on a plane. Yeah, she's great in that. But what's it? Tom Bennett.
Oh yeah,
steals the show. He should have got. Speaking of people who should have been Oscar nominated, he should have been up for an Oscar for that performance.
I remember I was complaining when the nominations came out. She didn't get one, but I'm like, well, what was I supposed to expect? So, what do you think about the Beavis and Butthead cameo in this?
I'd never watched Beavis and Butthead as a kid, so I know the characters, but I didn't have much of a connection to it. It was Mike Judge doing the voices, I think, but it was fun. I mean, that's the kind of like prank calls you get on the radio, so I wasn't surprised that it happened.
I quoted Beavis and Butthead. So I used to love Beavis and Butthead, but there was one quote that was like, I don't like things that suck. And that just, I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good ethos to live by.
Because you're not judging other things, right? It's just based on what you don't like. So you're not being judgy.
It's like a house motto.
Yeah.
So I don't like things that suck.
Let's see. What else? What else haven't we talked about in this movie? What else we got going on here?
David Arquette is in this film.
I love him in this. I think he's fun in this movie, right?
Yeah. He's like he's a character who is enjoying being a hostage and wants to come back to being a hostage once he gets out.
And he's just playing Game Gear.
Yeah, he's just living on the adrenaline.
Oh man, all right. So I'm planning a future Eight-Legged Freaks podcast.
Oh hell yes.
I found I have the DVD. I have the old school. Remember the ones with like the plastic flap and then the cardboard? I have that one, and there's a commentary on it. So I'm gonna listen to that. We're gonna do it.
I've got that style DVD for Deep Blue Sea.
Really? Oh yeah, me too.
That style case, yeah. Came free with a hi-fi.
Oh, you're joining me on that, right? You're doing the Deep Blue Sea pod with me?
I will be there for the many, many hours that show takes to record. Don't you worry.
So up to the 20th Deep Blue Sea anniversary, I'm gonna do nothing but shark movies for 9 podcasts. So I'm gonna cover a bunch of shark movies. So we'll cap that off. You get to come and cap off this whole thing with Deep Blue Sea.
I will be honored.
But I was thinking about this. So David Arquette went from this 2 years later to Scream. It seems like a weird jump, right? Because he seems so much more adult in Scream. Or is that just Wes Craven being amazing?
I don't Dewey isn't the most adult of characters. Like, especially in the first one, he's like Deputy Riley, Deputy Dewey, Dewdrop, as it were. So he's belittled by everyone in town, including his younger sister. So I'd say he's not very grown up in it.
I just the hair, the hair and the mustache, I guess, is what I'm going for.
They're ridiculous. Well, the hair in Airheads is so much worse.
Oh my god, he's so
just the cool guy tips he's got.
What about this line? He gets his hands on more bumper than a body shop. That did not sit right with me when he's talking about Adam Sandler and his quiet confidence.
Yeah, it's Chaz saying that. It's a very mid-90s comedy line. I think it wouldn't fly these days, but it makes sense for the film.
I guess this is going
to. I don't understand how he gets his hand on so much bumper, as it were. Just because he's when you have the scene between Pip and Susie on the couch, and they're talking, and that's when he says he's thinking about swimming pools, and she just edges closer to him because she's just really turned on by this guy. I don't understand what it is she sees in him.
The quiet confidence.
Other than she likes his arms.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not used to like in shape shit Sandler too.
Yeah, this is
25 years ago.
He was in better shape for going overboard, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he was. So it seems like he got in shape for that one and just kind of gradually let it go.
I guess he's just kind of.
I can't talk.
He's kind of
better shape than I am. So.
He's the drummer, right? He's kind of the quiet, cool.
That makes sense with the arms then.
Yeah. Drummers always wear sleeveless shirts. I should get a shirt saying that has sleeves.
So you're clearly not a drummer. Okay.
But no, this is gonna sound weird, but that line, the bumper gets his hands on more bumper than a body shop. Every line is written, but that line felt especially written. Does that make sense?
It does. This film doesn't feel very improvised, which is I don't like improvised comedy, so I'll put that. But yeah, that line, it could have done with another Passover or just another more humanizing of it.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I was just lecturing my students about this the other day. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with improv, but you got Edgar Wright's movies. I went on a tirade. In the 90s, were you listening?
I like improv podcasts, so I don't want to rule out improv entirely. It can be fun, but when it comes to a film, when it comes to a script, like scripted comedies tend to be better than improv comedies. There are some scenes in some Judd Apatow films that are better, are funny because they're improvised, but that's because they've got the right mix of actors in there. But sometimes it just doesn't work.
I gotcha.
So like The House a few years ago with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler and Jason Mantzoukas. That feels like a very improvised script throughout, and it's rarely funny.
It looked like people just yelling things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Scenes going on too long without anyone saying anything entertaining.
Have you seen the movie Tag?
Yes.
I know that.
Yeah, I have.
I'll get back to Airheads soon, but I just want to say there's a very funny line in Tag where Jeremy Renner he's like, you guys never were hanging out with me. And like, well, and then John Hamm says, well, you were always running away from us. That like seals the deal for me with that movie right there.
Yeah, it didn't get as much love as it should have done. I've seen it twice now. I enjoyed it both times.
Nice.
But I feel like it could have been slightly better. It could have but I like the premise. I like the cast. I like the execution. So yeah, Tag's underrated.
Were you listening to this like any of this music that was on the soundtrack, like Primus, Motorhead, White Zombie, Aerosmith, Ramones, Candlebox, Primal Scream, Anthrax, House of Pain? Were you kind of into that music in the 90s or no?
Some. I still listen to Aerosmith now, but I've never been that big of a music guy. If I'm honest, so it's I don't know some of those bands you just mentioned. Music has always just been something I like, but I don't really get into that much.
Got it. When he started hating on Seattle, he was kind of dissing on the grunge theme, but I loved Nirvana. I loved the grunge theme. Like, I couldn't get enough of it. I loved all that kind of, and Candlebox and all that came out of it. So when he was saying that, I'm like, get over yourself. I think I said it out loud. I'm like, get over yourself, Chaz.
Well, that makes sense for his character because he's more of a more heavy rock, I think, in his mind. So the kind of musician he is, he's only going to like the kind of music he plays. He's that devoted to it. Oh, so well, if you were to bring up like jazz to him, he'd probably say the same thing about jazz.
That makes sense
because it's not the music he plays, and he plays proper music.
I guess when you are in an echo chamber around the same people who think the same, you're probably going to feel that way.
Yeah.
And grunge was blowing up at that time. I mean, metal wasn't massive in '94. I mean, Metallica, of course. Motorhead. I mean, someone's probably screaming at this right now, but the '90s though were pretty much taken over at that time by kind of that alternative vibe, not the real metal vibe.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason why they're planning to shut down the studio and go for more easy listening.
Yeah.
People aren't listening to as much metal as they used to.
Why were there shorts? Remember that
scene? What do you mean?
Well, remember he's like, I found a bunch of shorts, like sailor boat shorts. Does that mean they have to wear that when they're on the air?
Maybe it gets quite warm in there. I don't know how ventilated the recording studio is, or the DJ booth is. It's a very odd thing to find.
And everyone seemed to listen to it, this channel. So why are they switching over when everybody listens to it?
It's a very good point. Maybe they don't like maybe it's their advertisers or they're requesting. Maybe the advertisers don't like the music and they want to change over.
Oh, got it. They got bought out.
Yeah.
Because everywhere they went, people were listening to this.
But, well, we only see the people who end up coming to the gig as listening to this. So that's it's LA that they're in, isn't it? So of the LA area they're in, I think only a small percentage of the population actually shows up to the car park. So if we assume that everybody who's listening turns up to the parking lot for the gig at the end, then that's a lot of people who aren't listening. Yeah, and maybe they'll listen to easy listening.
You're right. So
it's just statistics, Mark.
You're right, man. Wait, you beat me. You just dropped some statistics. I hate it.
I know this. Come on, this is your bread and butter.
Man, I think my brain is dead. I just released this Game of Thrones piece about making the perfect episode, and I just turned in a Marvel piece. My brain is cheddar right now. It hurts.
I haven't written anything in a month. So.
I liked what you last wrote. I read it.
Oh, my March update.
Yep.
Or February update, whatever it was. Oh, thank you.
It was good, man. So I just want to. We haven't covered this. So they bring the reel-to-reel that goes on. That gets caught on fire. Then they have to look for Kayla, but she throws the cassette out, and it gets a lowrider that is jumping, smushes it. Then a dog pees on it, and then they bring the cassette back. Steve Buscemi says he can fix it, and then she throws a chair through a window and destroys the board. But this is where things get weird. So I did events and film productions for a long time. Dude with the hair on his face makes one call, record exec, and a stage is already built. That's very expensive with trussing and the weight to be carried by a helicopter. That's
a big helicopter.
I mean, if that cassette would have worked, he'd have been out thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Well, my only assumption is that Judd Nelson. He's a record exec, so he's going to know where somebody else is shooting a video at that moment in time. It's going to be somewhere nearby, so he just got a helicopter to go to that gig where, I don't know, it's give me an early 90s band, where someone else was shooting a video, and he just went in there and stole their set and bought it there instead. That's plausibly the only thing that can happen, because it's not a working rig. None of the amps are real. They say that, so it's got to be a fake one. It's got to be for a music video.
You got to stop making sense, man, because you just destroyed me in these last two things.
They got it from a Korn video. There we go.
Oh, wait, were Korn around then? You know, Sugar Ray started off as a metal band.
There we go. It's